My camera is crooked. Woo! Okay. I put off making this video for like 4 months because I'm a coward and I don't know how to talk to cameras and I don't know what I'm doing. But I finally have the courage to make this, so here I am, making this video. I'm not making this video to flex in any way possible, because frankly, I don't really have anything to flex. I feel like I'm already milking this whole USC thing so much, so I'm sorry if you know me from like real life and you're like, God, shut up Joyce, sorry. But yeah, I got a lot of requests about asking about my stats, my extracurriculars, and all that stuff, so in this video I will share with you the secrets behind how I got into USC. I genuinely want to give some insight into the whole admissions process because I know it's super stressful and it made me want to like rip my hair out 5 billion times. But it is manageable if you like manage your time well and stuff, so I wanted to give you like some insight because I've been through it all and it's almost college app season and I know a lot of people are looking on YouTube for advice because I sure did. Yeah, I was pretty neurotic about the whole college process thing, so I bet a lot of you guys are feeling the same. You guys are feeling overwhelmed, so here I am, being helpful. I promise you, in the end, everything will be okay. You'll end up where you want to be, and don't stress too much. First off, I don't know how the hell I got into USC, to be honest. I got into USC as a spring admit, which means I don't start until January. I was a little upset about it at first, but then I've accepted it and I realized that it's the best choice for me. So I'm a sociology major in Dornsife, which is the College of Letters and Science. I'm not too sure if I'm going to stick with it. I think I'm going to explore my options, but we'll see. Getting into the whole college app part, there are basically 3 segments of the college application. Your academic stats, your extracurriculars, and your essays. And overall, these 3 things should mesh together nicely. For my academic stats, I took 10 AP classes. I had a 3.7 unweighted GPA, and I had a 4.2 weighted GPA. I had a 31 on the ACT, super scored to 32, which is not very high. I got 3s on my STEM APs, and I got 5s on my English/history APs. My stats are obviously on the weaker side, and I was a very like English, humanities oriented person, not really math and sciencey person. So those scores often dragged me down, so my GPA wasn't the best. I got many Bs and I even got 2 Cs my freshman year, but I still decided to apply to a bunch of top schools like Ivy Leagues and USC, all that stuff. I figured why not? So don't let weaker stats stop you if your stats are on the weaker side. They really don't determine your intelligence, they just determine your testing ability. But you still want to try to get higher scores just to give you some leverage, because they do help, but they're not like the breaking point. For my extracurriculars, I'll just list the ones I wrote down on my Common App. So I was a yearbook editor. I played this instrument called the guzheng, which is like this Chinese instrument. I was a museum tour guide. I interned at La Sierra University and UC Irvine. I volunteered at my local library. I was an officer for a few small clubs, but not like a big position, just like minor officer positions. And I also wrote down that I like to paint as a hobby. I tried filling my time with a lot of extracurriculars, I hate that word, outside of school, and especially in sophomore year when I realized I had to get my shit together, so I really like upped my game in sophomore year. And the activities I chose kind of all related to my major, which is sociology, so it kind of showed that I had a passion for what I wanted to do. Keep that in mind when you choose a major and like what kind of extracurricular activities you choose, so you want to show that you have a real interest. Finally, for my essays, I think essays are honestly the most important part of college apps. I was really proud of my essays and I feel like they really showed who I am as a person because I was being very genuine in them and I really wanted to show them my personality. And I think they're the only part of the college app that actually can show your personality. So if you have a bright personality, make sure it shines through on your essays. If you have a sense of humor, make sure that shines through too. Don't be afraid, don't hold yourself back. You can really use them to establish your uniqueness, so make sure you grasp what makes you different, what makes you unique. Even if you think it's a bad thing, but if it makes you unique, that's still what will make you stand out. For my essay topics, I think topics are very important, so really brainstorm ahead. Start in the summer, start early. I wrote about topics such as my experience growing up in a small town in Raton, New Mexico. I wrote about my sweaty hands and how that affected me playing my instrument. And I wrote about how I drove an hour every morning to attend a better high school, in a sense. And I even wrote a short essay about how I get shit on by birds a lot. Like, I just tend to be a target for like bird shit, I don't know. And then I thought it was kind of a risky topic, but I guess it rang well with the admissions officers, so don't be afraid to take risks. For USC specifically, for my USC essays, the topic was write about something that you want to study that's outside of your major. So I wrote about my love for documentaries. And for another USC supplement, which was the Why USC essay, I just described why I like USC using like this color metaphor thing. I don't know. I tried to be like super artsy and stuff with my essays, but yeah, you definitely want to like try to make them unique. But don't be too corny, because like you gotta know the difference between like going too cheesy and like being like different, you know? I can link these essays in the description if anyone wants to read them. Just comment below, I guess. So some final words about essays. Don't be afraid to take a risk with your essays, and don't pretend to be anyone that you're not. And don't try to like hop onto another personality or anything, because they can definitely sense like ingenuine essays. And yeah, really try to find what makes you unique. I think topics, what you pick, what you write about is the most important. Also, start on them early, because my dumbass applied to over 20 schools and I managed to write essays for all of them, so really manage your time wisely. I was really proud of myself for starting really early on my college apps, so yeah, make sure you do that. For USC specifically, if you're watching this video just for USC, I think USC is one of the most spirited and prideful schools out there, so really show them that you're passionate about this school, that you really want to go to the school and you actually did your research on the professors and the classes. I think you should get an interview. You can sign up for those online. I think my interview really helped me, so they can get a chance to see you in person. USC seeks a diverse group of students who are bold and who are not afraid to hold back to join this Trojan cult, I say, because it's so culty, but I love it. I know it's cheesy, but like, I ended up at USC and I really feel like I'm at home when I'm on the campus, and all my friends ended up at schools that they really like too, and I feel like it really matches them, so don't stress too much about it. I truly believe that whatever college you end up at will be the place you're meant to be. And finally, when it comes to college apps, the cliche sayings that suburban yoga moms retweet on Pinterest really hold true. Be yourself, be beautiful. Thank you for watching this video. You should like and subscribe if you want more videos on college. I'm trying my best and I'm super nervous. Yes.